Good morning, beautiful people. Hello. I hope that you're having a nice day and a good week so far. Thank you for joining me on another episode. We're on episode 8 of the beginning stages of my podcast, where I'm just on airplane mode and earbuds hanging out, right? Keeping it real. I got my 850 hat. I definitely have my flip-flops with my with my socks. Yep, that's how I roll. And today we're going to talk about flowing through setbacks. And this kind of came to me because I'm actually flowing through some setbacks right now, whereas before I would have just let it be a setback and it would have taken me down for an uncertain amount of time. So here we go. We're just going to kind of see what flows from this brain and mouth of mine today. Who knows? You never know. It's always a toss up when you're around me or, hearing me or whatever. It's always a toss up. So here we go. And it's interesting because I was just sitting there, like before I was getting ready to press record on my voice memo option on my phone. I'm like, okay, what do I even want to say today? And then I start kind of doing scenarios and then wondering if this is even going to be helpful. And so this is what we do. And so we kind of, as business owners or dreamers or entrepreneurs, whatever it is that we categorize ourselves as, we create our own setbacks sometimes. So I was just kind of putting some setbacks in my way, like, oh, what if it's not, something that people need, or do you really need to talk about this, or what are you even going to say, and all of those things. So it's just interesting to watch yourself as you, watch your mind think, you watch how you talk to yourself and all these things. So, and you just, what I have truly come to realize, thank God, as I go into, some epic decades of my life, hopefully, is to just, you don't have to react to what your brain says, and you don't have to react anymore to setbacks that are, outside of you, right? So I'll give you a couple of scenarios and how I'm just kind of flowing through it rather than putting bricks in the wall, right? And shielding myself or, faking it or doing anything that isn't looking out for me, right? So yesterday, I've just started doing a exercise or dance class, just some type of fun, really fun, free-flowing class called Monday Movement Live. If you follow me on Facebook, I started a movement back in September of 2017 called Monday Movement, and I just started dancing and singing and something that I was absolutely terrified to do on Facebook or anywhere near the internet. And it created a fun space to come together each Monday. And I absolutely love doing it. And so now I have the opportunity to teach and be with people in a class every Monday. And so yesterday, I was in my class and I Want to Dance with Somebody came on. I create a playlist, and, Whitney Houston, she just kind of gets into everybody's soul, right? And so I did a leap and my knee was like, nope. And it popped and I was like, oh, please. And I've had knee problems since I was probably 19 and had surgery when I was 21. It was awful. Like I was in so much pain, and I'm thinking, I'm 21 years old. Like, why is this happening? And nobody could figure it out. No doctors could figure it out. And I couldn't kneel. I couldn't jump. I couldn't sit down. I couldn't squat. I couldn't do anything with my knees. And I played volleyball. Like volleyball is a true passion of mine. And I also was a gymnast. very active athlete, played volleyball in college. I had to retire my senior year because I just absolutely could not endure the pain anymore. And I tried really hard. And finally they figured out that I had patellar tendonitis, and one of the worst cases they've ever seen. My kneecaps were pointed instead of smooth on the bottom, and he had to go in there and take out some things and create some magic. That was back in 2000, and I've never been the same since. And this isn't about woe is me or whatever. That's not it. It's just, if you've had knee surgery, I feel you. It's the worst. It's one of the worst. And so kind of reopened a setback, because I haven't had knee pain probably in about 6 years. And so I just was like, you know what? I was having fun. I was in a very, very happy and beautiful place with beautiful people that I love. And it was so lovely what happened. They just immediately came to my aid, and it was just beautiful how they cared for me. And that was very emotional for me. Those acts of kindness for me are they're huge. And it brought me to tears. Like one of my friends, she performed like a Reiki healing on me, got a big stone, a healing stone. I think it's a rose quartz, and put my knee on that, and they got me a blanket, and they got me ice, and they just sat with me, and it was really beautiful, really, really beautiful. And so I'm like, okay, universe, angels, maybe this is a time that I need to receive more from others. I don't ask for help. I'm working on that this year. I'm one of those that, hey, I can just do it on my own, right? And it's, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. And if I encourage friends and clients and people around me to ask for help and to receive, then I sure as heck need to practice it, right? So that I can know what that feels like, and so that I can help people to integrate that into their life as well, on a physical level, on an emotional level, and a spiritual level. And so what better way than to ask for it, and to accept it, and to surrender to it, and to feel it yourself, right? So that was really beautiful. And so I left the class yesterday, not really in a state of panic or sadness or self-pity. It was just kind of like, okay, take care of yourself. What do we need to do to take care of yourself today, Angela? So I stopped at a pharmacy. I got me a knee brace. I put that on immediately, and just was like, we're gonna flow through this. And I came home and just rested as much as I could. I took an Epsom salt bath, did everything that I knew that I could. I went to see my naturopath doctor and got some herbs and supplements for pain, and just did everything that I felt that I could do. But one other thing that I did, and that I don't do, was I asked for healing prayers and good vibes on Facebook. I did. I took a picture of my knee in a brace, like with my foot up, and I took a picture of myself kind of with like a just a unhappy expression on my face. And I asked for people to send me healing prayers and good vibes. And I think that that's working. And one of the things that has been so beautiful is one of the girls that was at the class yesterday, she checked on me. She sent me a text yesterday. She sent me a text this morning. And again, like, from someone who doesn't ask for help, or I know that, and this might sound weird, or I don't know what it might sound like, but I'm going to go ahead and say it, because if this speaks to you, I want you to hear it. I appear like the strong one. I do. And it's just, that's a part of who I am. But I want to challenge that part of me a lot of it, actually. I love that term, a lot of it. That's what my husband and I would say to each other back in our dating days. And today's his birthday, by the way. So happy birthday, Chris. I love you so much. And, but yeah, we would say that back in our dating days. We would say, I like you a lot a bit, because, you know, the love word is like, whoa, that like really means something. And that's actually etched in his wedding band. I like you a lot a bit. And, but anyway, so back to challenging that part of myself, who is ready to help, you know, and just appears with it and strong. And there is a part of me that gets lonely. I talked about that in the last, or no, I didn't talk about that. I just heard a podcast from Annie F. Downs on the type 7 from the Enneagram. And I'm a type 7. I don't know if there's any Enneagram enthusiasts out there listening right now, but if you have not taken the Enneagram, please go to EnneagramInstitute.com and take that test, see what type you are. There are 9 different types. It will completely change your life. But yes, there is a part of me that feels lonely and who is, you know, scared to ask for help when it's just not a normal go-to or a normal habit or something like that. So I'm working on that. So as you can see, a lot unfolded just from having a setback with a knee injury. Whereas before it would just be like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to be in hell for I don't know how long. This is going to take a really long time to heal. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. And I can't do that. And when will I be able to do this? When will I be able to do that? When is this going to be over with? You know, that's not the driving energy in this. It's, wow, I received beautiful things from people. I asked for support, and I'm also asking my angels in the universe, like, what can I learn from this? How have I already learned from this? And pull resilience in. You know, we always forget about our resiliency, our times of when we were able to get through something and to overcome adversity. It's always a wonderful tool to call on your own resiliency story, right? Like, if anything, do that today. If you're having a bad day, just be like, how have I been resilient in my life? And write it down, you know, bring it into your world, into your heart, and give yourself loving kindness. Like right now, you can just remember a time of resiliency. For me, it was the birth of my first son. Like, I got through 36 hours of labor without medication and without cursing. If you know me, I curse. My husband was like, I don't know how you're doing this. And I was like, I don't know either, but I'm doing it. And that's a resiliency story that I can go to. So bring your resiliency stories to you today. So those are the things that are coming from this quote unquote setback. So I'm going to look at it now as the opportunity of expansion, and also the opportunity of depth, right? Of personal growth and depth within myself, digging deep, you know, and discovering the miracle here with this setback, and just enjoying the beauty and receiving the love from other people. So another quote unquote setback that is challenging and I want to share here today is in relationships where you have had difficulties, right? And there are setbacks in relationships, and then there are periods of growth and love and connection, right? And so these are unavoidable. You know, this is the human experience. This is the human journey. And it's all for us to learn more about ourselves, for the places that we still need to heal and grow and what we need to learn from them. It's no longer blaming other people or shaming ourselves or getting angry with ourselves for, you know, not being able to overcome or to not have the answer or to be in a setback scenario again. No longer, like, thank God, right? So when you're in a setback, in a relationship. And that could be coming from the other person, and it could be coming from you. So what I noticed about myself recently is when I'm around certain people, I'm still guarded. I'm still, I guess I guess it could be a form of passive aggression. It's a form of self-preservation, I guess, self-protection. And it's okay to have these survival mechanisms within your life, and they come from our childhood. And it's okay if you still have them, but what's even better is when you are aware of them and when you're not judging yourself for them. Okay, so I watched myself recently in this place. I'm more closed. I appear distant. I don't make eye contact. The tone of my voice is more direct and shortened, and just there's it's not as soft. And that's something I want to bring in more this year, is the feminine divine, the softness, to balance out my times of rigidity or distance, or if there's a coldness there, that could put people on edge. And why I'm talking about this is because, I don't want people to feel that way, but it's interesting because I literally watch myself do it now, and I'm like, okay, like I don't know yet how to stop this train, but I do know that there's healing that is still necessary for me in this relationship, and in this relationship with myself within this relationship. And so what a beautiful thing to celebrate. And honestly, it might sound like, why would you be celebrating this? And it's because I can see it happening, and I'm not getting mad at myself about it anymore. It's literally my brain is doing exactly what it's been trained to do for the last 40 years, right? It's doing it's very efficient. It's like, okay, this is what you've done before, so let's just go ahead and do that because it's really easy. You don't have to think about it. You can just go ahead and just go right back here and just move about your day. And so it says to me that there's still some growing room and some healing there, that I can just get the microscope out, bring the light to it, look at it, love myself through it. Don't feel like I have to apologize all the time for just being me in that moment. That was the me that showed up in that moment with my, I guess, triggers or pain. That's how I showed up, and I'm gonna show up that way sometimes. And I want to be loving and compassionate toward that part of myself who's been hurt and who still needs some healing, and who really needs to receive an enormous amount of validation and love and compassion and guidance. Really, guidance is something that part of me really, really yearns for. Just wisdom. And so I'm going to just, as I watched myself do that, I was just like, okay, this is how it's going to be. This is just where I'm at. I feel raw or exposed or overwhelmed. And this is how it appears. This is what Angela looks like when she's like this. And what now can I learn? What now can I expand on? And what deeper meaning is here for me? And to open up to that rather than to close and be like, gosh, you've worked so hard, and now you're doing the same thing you've been doing, and you should say you're sorry, and yeah, you should feel guilty. Like, yeah, you should feel, ashamed, or why did you do that? Why didn't you show up in a better way? Rather than those, it's just like, okay, I need more healing, and I need more guidance, and I need more wisdom, and I need more love and compassion and respect to this part of me. So this is how I'm flowing through quote unquote setbacks. And I'm saying quote unquote because we have created that word setback, and it has a negative connotation to it. And so I would like to invite it to be, flowing through opportunities of awareness, or awakenings, or just learning opportunities, seasons of change, or downloads of wisdom. And that's how I'm going to look at this. I'm going to look at my knee as I'm going to douse this with love and healing. I'm going to look at it as, and what my lovely friend said yesterday that she learned was, I am already healing. And yes, my knee is already healing. And so I'm going to keep focusing there. I'm going to take my herbs and supplements. I'm going to ice. I'm going to rest, which is really hard for me to do, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to let other people help me, and I'm going to let other people love me. And I'm going to, when the guilt shows up for not being able to move around and to be as helpful around the house, I'm going to say, hey, thanks, but don't need you. Don't need you right now. I got to heal, And so I invite you, if you're listening to this and if you feel guilty on days for, not helping out around the house or with the kids or going to the store or anything in your life within your home environment, just tell the guilt, hey, thanks, don't need you right now. I don't need you right now. I need to heal. I'm healing right now. I'm healing something emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally. I am healing right now, right? I invite you to practice that as I practice it right now. And in those challenging relationships, just watch your survival skills that aren't really you. Just be like, oh, wait, I'm in my survival skills. Thank you, survival skills, but it's hard for me to say apparently. But I don't really need you right now. Let me just go out on a limb. Let me see what happens here. Or if you're going to come, if you're going to be with me, that's fine. But we're going to see what we can learn here, right? I'm not going to judge myself. I'm not going to judge you, survival skills. I'm going to see what you're still bringing me to the table and what I can learn. So that's what I got for you today. And I hope that it inspires you. I hope that it ignites something in you to heal and to love yourself and to be compassionate. And I hope that it inspires you in your life and in your world around you. And I hope that it uplifts your spirit. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I look forward to podcasting with you soon.